All right, guys. So you're welcome to another amazing, exciting live market analysis and live trading session powered by 10 Trade. My name is Tobi Okunuga. I'll be facilitating this particular webinar this morning. And what we're trying to achieve with these sessions is very, very simple, honestly. It's a session to help you make money, period. Right? Now, a lot of forex traders are the reason why you are here this morning, the reason why you took the time to learn how to trade forex is so that you can make money. But for most people, you are losing money and then you are not making money. The major reason why you are losing money is because possibly you are taking entry at the wrong times. You are buying when you are meant to be selling. You are selling when you are meant to be buying. So we come up with this particular system. Okay, why not let us analyze the chart together, look at the market from a professional's perspective. All right. So that's why we are doing this. So we do this live trading session every week, every Tuesday and Thursday. All right, 9 a.m. Nigerian time. And it's going to last for just about an hour. So it's going to be an avenue for you to get your currency pairs analyzed. If you need a second perspective or a second look at your analysis, you want to come live and then ask to analyze your pair. Also, if you have questions, very, very important questions you need answers to about the currency market, crypto market, or stock, whatever you have questions to, you want to join these live sessions and then ask your questions. So it's not a seminar presentation, it's a it's a workshop kind of, right? It's a trading session, all right? So we are meant to rub minds together, look at the markets, and make accurate trading decisions, all right? For example, last session was on Tuesday, and on Tuesday, I can remember vividly, we're looking at a particular pair called GBP USD. Now, I must tell you for free, the people that will make money with these live trading sessions are people that actually use the markups that we draw on this chart and then follow through it, right? I can remember very vividly because when I'm analyzing the chart, I analyze it based on the way I'm going to trade it, based on my experience, how I think the market moves, right? I see some footprints, okay? On Tuesday, we analyze the market together. If you're here on Tuesday, I'm sure you remember. And then I drew up a supply zone on Tuesday, somewhere around here. Okay, on Tuesday. And then I was telling you that price will take our liquidity here before dropping. Exactly what we talked about on Tuesday happened. And I posted my results on the general group yesterday, letting you know that, okay, this thing, we are not just doing theory here, guys. This is practical. All right. So I'm not telling you to enter into setups that I wouldn't enter in. Right. So I'm also a trader first. Before I start teaching you anything here, guys, you should know that I'm not teaching you based on theory. Right. We're teaching you based on what works. All right. Somebody's saying no audio again. Golden John says no. Okay, good. So thank you. So I think everybody can hear me. Golden John, please check your audio. I don't even know if you can hear me saying that. All right. So can someone please reach out to Golden John and Mariama Fofana and help them set up the audio? Just point them to the right direction, how they should um, set up the audio. All right. So again, let us engage in these sessions. And most importantly, guys, you want to watch the replay to these sessions so that you can recall the setups that were analyzed. So let's get started, guys. So let's drop in the chat box the pairs you want us to trade for the week or the pairs you are looking at trading today and tomorrow, right? So there's a lot of volume in the market right now. It's, midweek somewhat, all right? So we're still going to be seeing some really very, very interesting moves today, stroke tomorrow, all right? So the markets, the week is not done yet. So post in the chat box the currency pair, indices that you want us to check out, right? For some reason, a lot of traders these days love gold, right? Love gold. So we have gold. James said gold. Prince will gold. Yakubu, AED card, Glory Gold, Musa, GBP, USD, Zara. Zara said gold on US 30. Zara has to really love volatility in the market. Solomon, Euro USD, Yvonne, Euro US. So I'm on GBP USD. Let me just start with GBP USD. So the bias on GBP USD is still the same bias. It's still the same bias. As always, my recommendation is before you start taking entry on lower time frame, I recommend know what higher time frame is saying. All right, because higher time frame is what will give you the real momentum, the real direction of price. Okay. So price is currently here, this supply on higher time frame. Okay. And then what can we see going on in that particular supply? We can see liquidity. All right. We can see liquidity here. And what is price doing? Price has taken out liquidity, and then we are expecting a possible move to the downside. Possibly, right? If this supply zone on weekly charts is going to hold, right, then price should definitely break below this neckline here to the downside. All right. So that's expectational order flow based on this particular supply, drawing our inference from liquidity. So if you go to the daily time frame, for example, so what do we have on daily? Now, if we know that price is going to drop ultimately from the weekly time frame, let's see if we can find a confluence or an alignment on daily as well. Now, on daily, you also want to check out the market structure on daily. Now, when you look at daily, price is ultimately still bullish on daily. All right. And this is what I'm saying. You can see price giving you higher highs, even though we have uh a bit of change in momentum here, like so. What that was only tell us is this will be your lower swing low, and then this will be your swing high. Now, when you measure your swing low to your swing high in a bullish structure like so, all right, price still needs to retrace to at least this premium zone. So before we see any bounce, any bullish momentum as well, any bullish momentum on GBP USD, based on structure, price should still come down a bit. So there's still a bit of bearish momentum on. There's somebody praying in the background. Okay. So okay. So I think it's sounding better now. So okay, that's network, Abby. All right. So now I was saying there's going to be some form of bearish momentum here, like so. Price is seeming to come down here a bit, right? Give me some feedback. Let me know if my audio is still okay. If you can hear me loud and clear and you can see my screen, please just drop yes in the chat box. Okay, 1 or 2% is enough. Let me just know that I'm good to go. All right, thank you so much. So let's go ahead. Now, so price has momentum to the downside, right? Now, so based on bullish structure, if I know that this is what is going to happen, right? I want to go on lower time frame and find selling opportunities. It's as simple as that, right? This is top-down analysis. I'm trying to, we started from weekly time frame, now daily, all right? And I like to go to the 4-hour time frame. Now, on the 4-hour time frame, what is price saying on the 4-hour time frame? All right, we still have a strong, very strong bearish momentum on 4 hours. All right, and what is price doing? Price is giving you a lower leg. So this is your supply zone, like so. All right. So what we're looking out for is very, very simple. So you want price to retrace into this supply pockets right here, and you want to sell. Now, my recommendation for you is I've said it times and times over that in a supply or demand zone, you must realize that you are not the only person interested in selling inside the zone, for example. And you must know that where everybody is trying to sell is where stop hunting occur, is when sweep of liquidity occur. So if price is retracing to a supply zone in this case, before my recommendation, you don't have to take it. Before you look for sales, you always want to spot liquidity grabs. All right. So once price retraces, obviously you want to sell at premium, right? If I measure using the Fibonacci and I measure from the start of this impulse to the end of this impulse, right? Using Fibonacci, we all know about Fibonacci, right? If you know about Fibonacci, let me know. So from start to the bottom, all right? So for some reason, you want price to still give come above the 50% on Fibonacci, right? Before you start selling. So that's a premium zone. Okay. Now, price can react anywhere in this premium zone. Price will not just immediately start dropping once it gets to the premium. There will still be some activity. How you will know that price is ready to drop is to spot liquidity. So once price retraces properly into this supply pocket here, you want to be very, very keen about the character, right, of price on lower time frame. And on lower time frame, once price retraces, you want to see inducement in the market, and you want to see sellers pressure, right? You want to see momentum, sellers momentum, people selling. Okay, all the people that want to sell at this zone now, you want to see that okay, people are started selling. Once you see that people are started selling, a lot of times, for some reason, I just only look for M pattern. In this case, a double top. All right. Sometimes it might not be double top. Sometimes it might be head and shoulder pattern. Sometimes it might be a bit of trend line here, trend line liquidity here. Sometimes it might be a channel, a wedge, or something of sorts. Right. So you want to see people's stop losses. You want to see people selling. And when people are selling, all right, their stop loss, oops, their stop loss is going to be somewhere above this zone here. So how do you know that there has been a grab of liquidity or a super liquidity? You want price to go back up, take up with liquidity, and then it is inside above liquidity grab is where you as a smart trader you want to be trading. Okay, so that way you won't really be a victim of stop hunting, right? And and an average trader would say that it takes a sell price hits the stop loss and then start going in direction. Okay, you don't want to experience that. Okay, so also when I look at the character of, so let me analyze this move, this particular impulse move, right? On 15-minute chart on a lower time frame. Let me give you a bit of perspective, right? Where do we think price is going to get to, right? Now, on this particular structure, you'd also see trend line liquidity here, like so. All right. Whenever you see liquidity, please note that there's vested interest to move price to grab liquidity. Okay, check out this particular trend line liquidity. What did price do? Prior to go down to grab liquidity. All right, let me take you to the back. This is trend line liquidity right here. This is trend line liquidity right here. Whenever you see trend line liquidity, there's a vested interest for price to grab liquidity. Price will go back one way or the other. Eventually, price will find its way there. So On 15 minutes time frame now, for example, price is a certain price will retrace into this particular supply. I've seen trend and liquidity here. It will be quite dangerous for you to bet and start looking for sales somewhere here. It might not be the best thing for you to do. All right. So I would recommend, all right, for some reason, start trading above the zone. I'm going to delete something. Start trading above this zone. All right. That's the best bet. So if you want to set an alert to start trading there, that's fine. Okay. And then ultimately, I can see imbalance here that has not been mitigated. So on GBP USD, for some reason, I'm seeing price still come up to this level. Let me make that red. All right. For some reason, yeah, yellow. So the reason on GBP USD, before we see a solid drop, okay, if this supply zone is going to kick into effect, I'm seeing price will come up this level before we see a drop to the downside. So you want to wait on it and let's see what price is going to do. All right. Hope that makes sense. Okay, so that's what I have for GPU. So you just have to wait for price to do its thing, for price to retrace into that block of supply. Once price retraces into that block of supply, right, you want to wait for liquidity. All right. After liquidity grab, you're going to look for entry. For some of you that trade reversal patterns like double tops, like heads and shoulders, triple tops and stuff, it makes sense for you to look for your patterns above liquidity. That way, you will greatly increase your strike rate. So whatever entry that you use, my recommendation, enter above liquidity. Wherever it forms, enter above, and then you'll be fine. Okay. So let's check out gold. I think gold is the next pair we should check out. There's something wrong with my trading view here. Give me a second, guys. Let me quickly do something. I'm gonna try and restart my trading view, or I just quickly go to the web version of my trading view. I'm having a bit of a glitch. Just give me like 1 minute. Let me quickly resolve that. All right, so I think it's oh, I think it's an issue with trading view itself. I'm expecting the same issue on my web version. Okay. Oh, let's sign in. Get started. Sign in. I'm still with you guys. Please hold on. I need to give you the full experience of what I'm doing. All right. Super chat. So let's go ahead. The same thing on the web version as well. I'm using the desktop version for TradingView. So let's take out gold real quick. So what I'm not able to do right now on TradingView is to properly zoom in and zoom out. But let's go. So on gold, we are looking at gold, guys. Last time we checked out gold. So let me go to the weekly time frame. On weekly, what exactly were we talking about? This is gold on weekly, and the analysis was based on market structure, right? Gold should still has momentum ultimately to come to this particular discount, okay, for a continuation of the move to the upside, okay, based on this bullish momentum. And why do we also think price will still come down? Right? Because if you look at it, this is a bit of trend line liquidity here. So price will break price will break that trend line, which it's already doing, into this block. So ultimately, we might still see the market come lower on gold, possibly. All right. If you're a fan of imbalance, you see a lot of imbalance, and you know that gold is a balance. It's a kind of a balanced market. Musa said your market price is not showing. So I think that's the issue on face. Hold on, regular. Oh, good. So it's fine now. So that's the issue I was facing where I couldn't do some things on TradingView. So I think it's fine now. Yeah, great. So thank you for pointing that out, Solomon. Good. So let's move forward. Now, so that's buyers on weekly time frame. Let's go to daily time frame and find something to run along with. Now, on daily time frame, what do we have? Okay. Now we know that based on weekly order flow or market structure, price will still drop down here. Okay. But there also has to be a momentum needed to push price all the way down. And on daily time frame, what are we seeing here? We're seeing an order flow shift from this bullish, and then we are seeing a shift to possible bearish. So this is what I'm talking about real quick. Hold on, let me make this clear. Now, this particular structure, this higher low right here, this demand zone has been violated. This demand zone here has been violated. And a lot of times when we are seeing order flow shifts like so, we're going to see price tap back into the supply, which we're already seeing here. So we are seeing a bit of tap here, but the tap into that supply zone is not really tapping, all right? So price has not really tapped into major supply, all right? And there's still imbalance here. So ideally, personally, what I would like to wait for in cases like this is if truly price wants to start going up, if I measure my impulse leg, right? So I measure from this start to this bottom. So I use a Fibonacci to measure, right? I want to sell at premium, right? So it makes sense to wait on gold for price to still retrace above this zone, all right? So you can see how that aligns in the sense that if price retrace into this zone, it's going to also uh, come into this imbalance candle right here. All right, so price will come and fill some orders here. This is also a bit of supply here. So before price goes down into this demand on weekly, right, because of the order flow shift currently happening on daily, I am expecting a bit of a push up, right? And that push up is so that there can be enough liquidity to move price all the way down. All right. So on the daily time frame, that's what I'm saying is going to happen on 4 hours. Let's work our way down on 4 hours. On 4 hours, you can see what's going on right here. There's a bit of consolidation here. This is a ranging market like so. All right. I would personally stay away if I'm looking at this on 4 hour time frame. Right. Ultimately, what I wait for on this guy is for price to retrace all the way up here. Now, I think we looked at this on Tuesday on the 2 hour time frame, and I was telling you the possibility of an order flow shift that already happened on the 2 hour time frame. Now, when we go to 2 hour time frame, what do we have here? All right. I think I made mention of this on Tuesday. All right. So let me delete this. It's getting messy. All right. So on 2 hour time frame, we able to spot this internal structure, this internal lower high here. Okay. And then what did I say price was going? So I was arguing on Thursday that price, based on what I see price doing, price was not ready to break on Tuesday rather, price was not ready to break this particular low. Based on what I'm saying, on Friday, price broke this internal structure here. So so see price break this, and then there was now a retracement. Okay, price retraced into this block of demand here. Okay, and then what do we have price doing? Price is tapping from that demand, all right, that's taking all liquidity, all right. So what I would do personally is right now that I see that price is now in some kind of a range, even on this 2 hour time frame, it's usually my experience with ranging markets is usually not the best, honestly. So I've learned to stay out of a ranging market. All right. If I don't see clear uh, bullish intention or bearish intention when it comes to price action, I'm not really interested in that particular market. I would also advise, all right, even though it might be hard for you to stay out of the market, especially gold, all right, I recommend follow the higher time frame perspective, all right? What we have going on is a daily. Let me tell you what I would do, all right? I'm going to delete everything. What I would do is I see price retracing into this zone, all right? That is supply. This is also a supply. Everything is in that supply pocket. All right, there's a possible liquidity here as well. Okay, price might still come up and grab that liquidity. So for people that are in a hurry to sell, you might be surprised that you'll be hitting stop losses. All right, so price has the potential to come up into this extreme order block here, okay, before the real sell happens. In that particular case, there would have been enough liquidity to move the market to go down based on our weekly perspective for price to come at least into the discount pockets right here. So on gold, what I would do on 4 hour time frame, I'm a fan of higher time frame structure of 4 hours. All right. I want price to break out of this range here. Okay. So why do I want price to break out? Because right now I don't know what price wants to do. There's liquidity at the top. Let me show you liquidity. There's liquidity at the top here. There's also liquidity at the bottom. I'm not sure the one they want to grab, honestly. So let them grab it. Wherever they want to grab. Once they grab any of this liquidity, I will know the direction that price wants to go. Because you might think price wants to go up right here. If you are buying here, you might be deceived into buying. All of this is just inducement. All right, because this is an equal low. Price might just come down, take out a low. Price might take out liquidity both ways. I know how gold moves. Price might come down, take liquidity, go up, take liquidity, trap people before going up. All right. So my recommendation, guys, very, very simple. If you can wait, okay, even though there's no joy in waiting, just wait. Wait for price to retrace into any of these points or extreme high here. After price has grab liquidity and then go for the Q. Okay, so that's what I'll do. Enough about gold. Let us go to Euro USD. All right. Euro USD. So we have something similar on Euro USD. Let me start from the weekly time frame. So what do we have on weekly on gold? An average person might be tempted to see this as a bullish structure on Euro USD, right? So you might see something like this because you are seeing higher high being created. Okay, you might be tempted to think price is bullish. All right, I don't think price is bullish on Euro USD on the weekly time frame, because on this weekly time frame as well, I'm not seeing a proper break of structure. All right, this previous high, check it out. If price is All right, guys, sorry about that. I got kicked out. I'm back. So I was saying, hold on. I was saying on Euro USD, all right, if price is truly bullish on the weekly time frame, look at the character of how the price break this previous structure, right? Was there like strong bullish intention to continue? I'm not saying it, right? Because the body of this bullish candle did not close above this zone, all right? So this is a weak. I can see this as weakness, indecision, or just plain stop hunting, all right? Now, if you look at Euro USD from the grand scheme of things, let's take a step back, all right, and look at it, all right? Price is currently at this supply, okay? And in that supply, what is going on in that supply, right? I can easily say this is a liquidity grab, okay, currently happening. I can say this is a possible double top formation, okay, inducement to think for sellers, okay, for price go down. So I'm seeing bearish pressure on Euro USD on the 4 hour time frame. So if that's what weekly is telling me, all right, I should also go to daily. If I go to daily, what do I see on daily? All right. So on daily, I'm already seeing grabs of liquidity like so. Okay. And price is currently reacting to this demand. This is a demand on Euro USD. Okay. So would this demand zone be valid? Should we start looking for buying opportunities in this demand zone? Okay. If you're going to be looking for buying setups in this demand zone, that means it should be that demand zone that will possibly move price high above, right? But we don't know yet. Okay. But let us follow market structure. Okay. Right now, based on the daily time frame, this is the swing low over here. Let me clear that out. That's the swing low. And then what we have at the top here is the swing high. Okay. Now let's use our Fibonacci and measure something, right? From the start of the bottom to top here, we can see that price has retraced into a discount on the daily time frame. Now, price is in a zone on Euro USD based on daily where we should be looking for buying action. But before you start buying on daily, right, you also have to understand momentum. Is price ready to buy? So how will we know if price is ready to buy or not? We have to go to the lower time frame, all right? Even though price is in a demand on daily time frame, let's check out structure on lower time frame, all right? Am I seeing bullish intention on 4 hour time frame? I'm not seeing bullish intention yet, right? On a 4 hour time frame, even though price is currently in a daily demand, right? On a lower time frame like 4 hours, price is still strongly bearish. So in this scenario, I'll be incentivized to keep looking for uh sales. So I'm going to take these old demand supply pockets right here. Okay, these old corrections here. Okay, that's what I'll do. So if price is still selling, I want to wait for price to retrace into the zone and then I'll look for sales. All right, but my recommendation is this is in this supply now, I'm saying trend line here. So the zone where it makes sense to sell from, look for sell from is above the zone, above liquidity. Okay, so that's where you want to sell from. Okay, so if price should retrace into the zone, if you see a sell setup somewhere here, my recommendation, don't do it. All right, wait for price to take out this liquidity at the top. After that, you start looking for entries for sale. So that might take on Euro USD. Now, if you want to be a bit aggressive, which I don't really recommend, and if we know that price will go up into the supply here, then on lower time frame, you can scalp the move to the top. So on lower time frame, let's go to the 1 hour, for example. Guys, even on the 1 hour, this thing is still bearish. I don't think you should be buying. It's dangerous to buy, but you might risk it. Let's go to 5 minutes. All right. On 5 minutes for risk takers, all right. Let me show you something. For risk takers, we've already seen can see this momentum here. Okay, people like to call it chop. I see change of character, right? Price is going up, liquidity is forming here. So one place that you can look for entry, if my recommendation, like uh this is not my ideal trading setup, but for people that are somewhat of scalpers are risk takers, right? You're looking for quick and sharp moves in the market. My recommendation is to take your entry, right, somewhere here inside this order block here. Now, I've also seen some form of liquidity grab by here. Now, for an average, for people that trade supply and demand, that trade, SMC concepts, right? People would have been instead. I've seen this as a chain of character, like so. People would have been trying to buy in this zone. All right. So I've seen where is it? I've seen inducement here. I've seen liquidity being swept and price going up and price coming back down to the zone. So this might be a good zone to actually buy from. All right. If you're buying, all right, you're likely to be to the right side of momentum. And then we're also buying based on this particular trend, this liquidity here on the lower time. If I go to the 1 minute chart, it will be clear. All right, that liquidity will be clear. So this is the 1 minute chart for people that want to scalp this guy. This is trend line liquidity here, like so. Okay, let's find some imbalance and find where you can take entry from. All right. So you want price to still come down, take this liquidity and imbalance. All right. This is also so ideally recommendation is wait, take entry here for a buy and give it some room. Okay, give it some room. So price needs to go how many pips? Let's say around 9 pips before you can look for entry. So if you want to risk this scalp move, what you can do right now is to set a buy limit. Okay, set a buy limit at 1.07158. Okay, and based on the character of what price is going to do before retracing into this. So price might do something like this. Price might come up like so. Okay. I don't know how price will trace into this. If price should do this, that means it's giving us liquidity to take. Okay. So if price does something like this, that means they are incentivized to also still move price up to grab liquidity. So if you see liquidity at the top, right, you want to take the shot. All right. But right now, if I'm to take entry over here, I wouldn't take entry yet until I see that okay, if I buy here now, is there a reason for price to go up? Right now, I'm not spotting any solid liquidity to be grabbed on that particular impulse. Like, but if you are someone that's very, very aggressive, right, you can give it a shot. Okay. And ideally, in this particular scenario where there's no real liquidity, what you can do is to put your take profit at the top here. So if you are taking entry here, this is what's scalpers, guys. This is a let's say 5 pip stop loss, and your take profit is 21 pips. So this is a 1 to 4 risk to reward. right here. All right, so you can give it a shot. If you have the guts to take entry, give it a shot. But ultimately on Euro USD, I've told you the ideal setup, okay, based on the higher time frame. Okay. Give me some feedback, guys. Is this making sense to anybody? Are these analysis clear enough for you? Give me some feedback in the chat box. Type in something in the chat box for me to know that you are with me and you are following. Okay. Just type anything in the chat box in your own words. All right. Let me know if I'm communicating. Okay. That's very clear. Okay. Chicken Mary says sweet. Interesting. All right. So let's move forward. Let us go to which other page we look at? Let's go to USD card. Or someone says you look at US 30. Okay, good. I've not looked at US 30 in a while. I think that's by Zara, right? To Pepper Stone. Okay. So US 30, forgive me, I'm a fan of higher time frame. When I look at US 30, the Dow Jones on the weekly time frame. Okay. So what can I see here? I'm trying to make sense of these markets. Okay. Looking at the structure of price. All right. What do I see? Let me mark it out for you. Now I'm seeing price over here giving us a bearish structure, and over here I'm seeing a change of character into that demand pocket like so. So price currently retracing over here. Okay. So two things going on the weekly time frame. All of this here, this box is a supply. I beg your pardon, demand. So this is a demand range of demand. Ultimately, if this demand zone is going to hold, we should see a surge up to give us a higher high, a new break of structure, like so. Now, but in this weekly demand, check out what is going on in this demand. Maybe price still needs to go a bit down further. Now, if I measure my demands on this impulse from this bottom to this top, if I measure with Fibonacci, okay, price has actually tapped into the 50%, the golden zone, right? We've seen a bit of bounce off from the golden zone, but it's price ready to go up and create a high yet. It's not looking like it, but let's follow through. Now, looking at that on weekly time frame, we have internal structure like so. We have this impulse, correction, impulse, correction. All right. So on an internal structure, we have a bearish move. Okay. Now let me align that with this. This is what we have. Let's make that green. Good. So price is currently bearish on internal structure basis. All right. So you will be incentivized to look for sells in this case. Possibly price still wants to go a bit lower in this particular demand. Okay. So let us go to lower time frame. Let's go to daily chart. Let's work our way down and find a good entry. So on daily, right, we're seeing the same thing happen on daily. Price is still going all the way down. Another internal structure on daily here, like so. Okay. So based on this structure, this is what you should wait for price to retrace into. So let me remove all of this. So this daily time frame, all right, very structured like so, all right, impulse correction, okay, impulse. All right, so you want price to retrace into this zone and then you look for sell opportunities. So right now, price has given us a lower low, all right, bearish intention. So if you want to sell Zara, I want to recommend you wait for a retracement into the zone before you start selling. Okay, let's go to 4-hour time frame. So what's going on the 4-hour time frame? All right, it's going to give us a bit more clarity into structure. All right, we are seeing liquidity here. So if I'm seeing liquidity here, that means they're incentivized, okay, to move price, to grab liquidity. So truly, price might actually retrace into any of these zones, and then I take entry to take entry. All right. So you want to be very, very careful. All right. I want to recommend it really, really makes sense for you to wait for price to come up to this streaming balance here, not being fully filled. All right. Somewhere here. So somewhere around 33,519 is where you want to be selling from. So wait for price to get here. And on lower time frame, like 15 minutes or 5 minutes, look for your entries if you are here. Okay. So this is what price will do on lower time frame, Zara. So once price retraces into this supply, there's going to be liquidity grabs. It happens every time. Okay. Some sort of a double top, all right? Because people will be incentivized to trade a sell. So you want to wait for price to take out, to sweep liquidity into any of the zones. And then over here is where we look for sells. Okay. So that's what I'll do on US 30. Okay. So let's take the last Zara. Hope that makes sense. Give me some feedback in the chat box. This is what I'll do if I'm trading US 30. All right. I'll just wait it out. Okay. I don't want to be a part of counter trend moves on US 30. It's too volatile for me to not trade pro trend. Okay. Now let's go to USD card. So that'll be the last thing I'm doing today because of time. USD card. I think we also checked it out on Tuesday. Zara, you're welcome. So USD card, check it out, guys. On Tuesday, I'll just skip this because of time. Now, this is what we're waiting for on Tuesday. This is a 4-hour time frame. Okay. Now, this is internal structure. And what we're waiting for is very, very simple. Waiting for price to break this. No, waiting for price to break this. Okay. And that has already happened. There's been a break to the top side in this case. You know what? Let me be sure what I'm doing. Let me go back to the weekly time frame. On weekly, what do I have going on weekly? Ultimately, price is bullish on weekly. There's still a bit of bearish momentum needed here. So price still needs to ultimately come down, sweep liquidity here into the zone, and then we're going to see a move to the top side. That's what we have on USD card on weekly. Okay. Now, let me go to daily time frame. What am I seeing on daily time frame? Give me a second. On daily, what do we have going on? If I take a look at the structure on daily, all right, this is what I'm saying. Okay. This. Price breaking this. We trace into this demand. So on daily right now, this particular demand is in control. Okay, so that's how price is going on because price will take demand zone. Possibly we're going to see a high to the zone, and that high might just possibly, okay. I'm a fan of liquidity, guys. Might just take out this zone because when you understand liquidity or like when you're able to spot liquidity, you have an idea as to where price is going to eventually move to. Okay, and then you can trade along those directions. So I'm seeing the liquidity here. Price might still give us a bit of bullish momentum before going down. Okay, so price is bullish even on this daily time frame right here. The demand is in control, and I'm even also seeing internal structure being bullish, like so. Hope you can see it as well on USD card. Now, price has given us a proper break of structure. You can see strong bullish momentum, like so. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Okay, good. So it aligns. On 4-hour time frame, price is bullish. So I was trying to take entry on 4 hours based on this internal structure on Tuesday. All right. But price did not give us a proper break of this internal structure high, just a week. So for someone that took entry, that checked, for example, the 2-hour time frame, right? You can see this break, this particular candle, I broke this zone clearly, all right? Came back down. Okay. And then so you would have entered the trade for a buy if you were in this trade. All right. What did price do? You can also see some little bit of liquidity grab over here. Let me show you this particular week. Let me zoom in properly. You will see it took out this equal low. This equal low, you see. Okay, so price came down and up. So now let's look at what we can trade or expect on USD card for the week. All right, if I'm going to trade this guy, this is what I'm going to do. All right, I'm going to consider this whole correction. All these things that has happened here, all these things, it has meaning. All right. Now I've seen trend line liquidity here like so. Once I see this, this is also ultimately a demand. Okay, based on what we've seen on. So let me go back to daily. On daily, that demand you can see is a demand on the internal structure. So what is going on will be clearer on the 4-hour time frame. Now, on the 4-hour time frame, if price should retrace for any reason into this particular demand, all right, before you start looking for buy setups, this is a trend line liquidity here. I believe price will take out some amount of trend line liquidity over here. Okay, if I take my Fibonacci, let's measure fibs from the start of the impulse to the end. All right, this would be where a lot of people will be looking to buy at this golden zone here. At that golden zone, people will be looking to buy. But please also note that as people are looking to buy there, you can see this trend line liquidity, and you know how the market grabs liquidity. So this is also some form of inducement. So I don't recommend you to buy. If price should retrace into this demand, this is also a demand, but it's going to be very, very weak. All right. You want to wait for price to at least grab this second one. Okay. After this, somewhere below this is where I recommend you start buying from on USD card. Okay. But so the setup has not formed yet. Of course, excuse me. Of course, before price even gets down below here, you're going to see also buyer's intention, buyer's pressure. So once price retraces here, a lot of times I'm going to see double bottom. It might happen in any shape or format. But if you understand, if you know the pattern like this, you can spot them manually. Okay. And this is gonna form, you're gonna wait for price to take this out. Okay, once that happens, you hit for strike. All right, so we've checked out GBP today, we've checked out Euro USD, we've done gold, we've done US 30, and we've done USD card. So 5 to 6 pairs we've checked out this morning. All right. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out on our Telegram group or on our WhatsApp groups and then ask your questions about this analysis. I want to recommend the replay to this session will be uploaded in the next 2-3 hours on our YouTube channel. I'm going to post it on the groups as well, so you can check it out and do your own markups. Kind of align your markups to what we've talked about, and then you'll be in a better position to make money in the market. Oops, Yakubu said AUD card. Yakubu, you're the second person to talk about first. So please, guys, just give me 5 minutes. Let me just check out AUD card for Yakubu. Sure. AUD card on weekly, what do we have? This structure is confusing to me. What's going on AUD card? So I can see this. General order flow sheet like so. Hold on, let me shift to aha. So this is hiking actually on weekly. And ultimately, what do we have going on here? I'm going to take this as a retracement. Why? I'm just jump the structure. We have correction. We have a little bit of internal structure here. I'm good. Okay. Why am I counting this as a retracement? Because looking at this, this is where price broke. So that makes the swing high. That'll make this a swing low. So swing high to swing low, price is retracing to this extreme. All right. Ultimately, AD card on weekly is bullish, honestly. Okay. Now, let me switch back to a normal candlestick. So I should be looking for long-term bearish moves on AD card. Let's go to daily time frame. On daily time frame, what do we have going on? Price is obviously bearish on daily time frame. Sweet textbook structure here on AD card. You must also be wary of AD card. AD card is a pair that it ranges a lot, even when you are in trades. It might mess with your emotion, but it's a very good pair to trade anyway. So just be aware of the range. Now this is it. Impulse, correction, impulse. Okay. This is your supply pocket right here. Hold on. Okay. So this is a supply range right here. So if you have to sell, you want to wait for a retracement. Yakubu, listen up. You want to wait for a retracement into the zone before you sell. All right. I don't know where price will start retracing from, but anywhere price starts retracing from, you want to measure that impulse leg and ensure that you are selling at premium. Premium is from 0.5 upward. Okay, that's at this zone to sell from. And I'm also seeing trend line here. So don't be in a hurry to sell. If price retrace inside this particular zone, please don't be in a hurry to sell because there's a lot of orders here that's people's stop losses are still sitting here. All right. And if they want to move price in a bearish market, okay, to continue that bearish momentum, they need to find enough liquidity to move price continuously in that particular direction. All right, so they want to sell to some people. So that's what I'll do. If price will retrace, ultimately retrace somewhere above this. Okay, that's where you want to sell from. Okay, somewhere here. And then you're good. Because if you're selling inside this zone, there are going some amounts of liquidity grabs. So if you see a setup inside the zone, you are more likely to win that trade than trading from this spot. Okay, the same thing goes on the 4-hour time frame. I've just you know check it out. You can see what's going on. This is even liquidity on double top on 4-hour time frame in that zone. Okay, if price should come back in that zone, you want price to take out this double top push stop losses into the zone. All right. Also coincides with this trend line liquidity here. So yeah, cool. Go for retracement and then you strike. Okay. So guys, I have to sign out right now. As setups align, I will be posting trade ideas analysis uh, on the WhatsApp platforms and Telegram platforms for you to take note of. Once the replay is out, I recommend go to the replay and do your markups. Some of these things might not happen until next week. All right, but if you are properly positioned and you are waiting for these setups, best believe you wouldn't miss them once they align. All right. So guys, with that said, I want to wish us all the very best today and tomorrow. Pray that the market be with everybody. Okay, Zara said, please drop the link to WhatsApp. Then I must say, permit me, right? I know this is a free trading session for everybody. Now, this live trading session is powered by 10 Trade from the beginning, right? 10 Trade is a multi-asset brokerage firm, right? We give you access to trade various assets in the financial markets with top-notch service, and we place premium on education. So if you are listening to me right now, then you are not a client of 10 Trade, you want to start trading with 10 Trade, it gives you access to a variety of other resources, right? So I'm going to drop a link right now in the chat box. If you're not a 10 Trade client, bit.ly/10TradeFX. All right, you want to go to that link and sign up with 10 Trade. And lastly, if you want to learn how to analyze just the way I do, you want to learn advanced concepts of trading, right? You want to drop your number in the chat box, your WhatsApp number or WhatsApp or number that we can reach you on. All right, and I will tell you how to join our intermediate workshop. Now we're starting a 1-month workshop from next week, okay, throughout the month of June, right? Twice a week on Monday and on Friday, we are going to be having advanced sessions. So you can participate online. You can also participate offline here in our tele office, right? You can see our training room, massive. We are waiting for you to show you this concept. All right. So Mondays and Fridays through the month of June, you can be a part of the intermediate workshop. You learn about supply and demand. You learn about how to support the footprint of the market makers. You learn about liquidity, right? You learn about inducement. You learn about imbalance. You learn about market psychology and a whole lot of things that will help you become a better trader and a much more profitable trader. All right. So if you've not already been reached out to by any of our team members here at 10 Trade, drop your phone numbers on the chat box, a number that we can reach you on. It can be your phone number, it can be your WhatsApp number, and then one of our team members will reach out to you and show you or tell you how you can be a part of the workshop. All right. So, guys, with that said, I'm going to drop the link again in the chat box. If you've not signed up with us at TenTrade, click on the link right now to sign up and then have access to all what we have for you. All right. So I'll see you next week, Tuesday, for the next live trading session. Tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday, if you are in Lagos, you can be a part of the Ultimate Trading Formula seminar, right? The 3-day power pack. You can be a part of any of the sessions, either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. We are going to be using our office here in Lagos for the seminar. You learn about powerful stuff. And guys, we have a major announcement at the seminar, right? If you're in Lagos, don't miss the seminar. Next week, something new is coming out. Guys, we are going to blow up the forex industry globally. Okay, starting from Nigeria and Africa. Okay, powered by TenTrade. Right, it's massive. I'm super excited about what we're going to launch. Right, and I think that everybody should definitely, all right, be a part of it. All right, so I can't wait to tell you more about it once it is out. Okay, so let's just keep our fingers crossed. All right, so there. So guys, enough talk. Have a fantastic day, guys. My name is Tobi Okunuga. I'll see you next week, Tuesday. Till then, God bless you. Bye-bye.